New York, Louisville, Charlottesville, Nashville. I savour all the villes. I know some of this will sound trite. A love of a nation based on the largely fictional stories, images and myths it peddled about itself. Having lived in the United States for more than half my life now, I am keenly aware that the Love Boat, Pretty in Pink and Miami Vice are not the real America. I also understand the real America has flaws, like every nation. But that knowledge doesn't diminish the awesome power these images held over me as I was growing up, because they were so vastly different from the grim everyday reality I was exposed to. This was the power I acted upon, moving here, shaping my life, and changing my family's destiny. All of this feels almost implausible now from the perspective of the America in which I now write. Over the past year, the coronavirus pandemic, Black Lives Matter movement, and the toxicity of the 2020 election have created the impression we are a nation that's divided, chaotic, and racked by fear. I reeled upon reading a Pew Foundation study that discovered only 46% of Western Europeans currently hold a favourable view of the United States. At a time when the world cries out for the kind of global leadership that once enchanted me, America's soft power has imploded. Months lived in lockdown give plenty of time for the mind to wander, and I've spent a lot of mine digging deep into memories of an era when the United States felt very different. Looking on, from across the ocean, the United States appeared to me as a beacon of such courage, tenacity, and wonder that it changed everything I thought was possible about the world, and gave me the confidence to chase those possibilities with the passion Tracy Chapman once sang about fast cars. As such, this book's a love letter to America, a place that has played roughly the same role in my life as ballet dancing did for Billy Elliot. It's also an investigation into whether it's possible to be what you are not, to be shaped throughout adolescence by a country you've never set foot in. Ultimately, I attempted to write this book in the spirit of the love, hope, and optimism I believe will prevail. I came of age with the stars and stripes and the Manhattan skyline painted as a mural on my bedroom wall, and ended up moving here. And I still believe the act of becoming an American citizen is the single greatest achievement of my life. I now live on the Upper West Side of New York City. On my dining room wall is a photo of my great-grandfather Harris, clad in the uniform of the Russian army in which he'd been forced to serve. He is the man who'd first boarded a boat believing he was setting sail for the United States, only to end up in Liverpool, England by mistake, setting off my family's obsession with the United States. Alongside it is another photograph, a black and white image of a thick-necked, savage-looking bloke, whom family lore has as my great-great-great-grandfather. No one can remember his name. And the photograph used to be one of dozens that graced my grandfather Sam's living room. I loved to point at it when I was a kid and listen to my grandfather tell me all he knew about this man, the sum of which amounted to, he was the one who once fended off a murderous Cossack to save our family. He was the Cossack killer. And my greatest hope is that in 5 generations' time, my NBC network headshot will similarly hang on my descendants' dining room walls. They'll look up occasionally during family meals shared together, and when asked, point at it with mouths still full. We can't remember his name, they'll say, but we do know he's the one who first moved the family to the United States of America. Roger Bennett, New York City, December 2020. Introduction. A Room Full of Strangers. New York City, March 8th, 2018. The drabbest of surroundings can often conjure the most magical of scenes. I say this to myself as I slump into a cracked plastic seat in the bowels of a government building in the southern tip of New York City, along with close to 400 other unfortunates. A veritable United Nations of races, ethnicities, backgrounds and